Hi, it's Adara from Skin Flowers, and you're listening to the Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Adara from Skin Flowers. Welcome to the podcast. You're kind of far from me right now, and you are actually in the future. You are 5 hours ahead of me, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
catch up a little bit to you. You're in the future. Where are you located at, so everybody knows what part of the world you're in?
So we say that we're from Liverpool. Most of us are from Liverpool, apart from me. I live on a little peninsula called the Wirral in the UK.
Nice. And how long have you been in Skin Flowers for? When did this all start?
Well, it first started as like a trio, and it was me, Pat, and Luke, and we were kind of like an alternative, kind of not as heavy as we were, and that we released our first single back in 2022, and but
Okay.
Jay and Nathan, who kind of completed, our lineup of five people, they joined us in like 2024, the end of 2023, and then the beginning of 2024. So really, we've only been together realistically for like 2 years.
Okay. Seems like you've had
Officially.
Yeah, it seems like you've had a couple of lineup changes. Is that
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
how has that been for the band? Kind of just having members kind of in and out. Like how has it been to kind of just like be a stable artist and, really go full force? How has that play a part in all that?
Yeah, it has been tricky, like, because we didn't even know that we wanted to take it seriously at first, like, because when me, Pat, and Luke got together, like, we were just kind of doing things for fun. They had already had a few tracks written, and they were looking for a singer, basically. And then we kind of expanded because we realized that, okay, we want to play these things live, we want to do the whole performance aspect of it. Um, and then the other people that were involved, they didn't really want to, they didn't have the time to commit, which was fine. And then we went on like a proper little search for a drummer and a bassist, and yeah, and we found Nathan and Jay, and they've been they've been like a perfect fit. So we'll
Awesome.
we'll gel.
Cool. Well, why the name Skin Flowers? What is the meaning behind the name?
Yeah, I mean, there's been quite a bit of speculation about the about the
Sure.
name lately, but honestly, like, it literally is because I have flowers tattooed on my skin, and
Mm.
that was because me and Pat were in a practice room, and I'd written down like a list of potential names, and I was reading them out to him, and I said skin flowers, and he was like, skin flowers, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, I think that sounds good. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's go with it.
Cool.
So
Nice. And since you've been going for, pretty strong couple of years now, how has the reception been to your music?
it's been, I mean, especially in these last few months, it's been great. And even people who were listening to us when we weren't as heavy as we were, they're still listening to us now, and people have watched us grow, and kind of explore our sound a bit more and get heavier. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, people seem to be liking it, so that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, definitely. When people are digging the music, that's really all artists can hope for right
Yeah,
now.
for real.
And well, we are here because of a track that you wrote called "Watch Me Break."
hmm
Out of all your songs, why did you choose this one to kind of dive into?
Well, I chose this song because, I mean, the lyrics that I had written for it, they're quite personal to me, and also it was the first track that we released when we'd kind of pivoted to a heavier type of sound. And like, we were talking in the group chat before, and Pat kind of put it perfectly. He was like, it's the track that we discovered that this is what we want to sound like, and this is who we are. And ever since then we've kind of built off of that track and produced the songs that we've been producing ever since.
Yeah, how is for this song specifically, how has the reception been for this one? I know you're saying there's a lot of passion and a lot of probably emotion went into writing this one. You said it's kind of personal to you. What was the reaction to this song like specifically?
I mean, I think it was our best performance song at the time that we released it, and I think it was also a bit of a shock to people, because the song that we'd released before it just was kind of not like it was nothing like it, basically. And people seem to enjoy it, and it's one that we love performing live. It's really one of our favorite tracks to just play in the set.
Do you think that maybe part of the reason why it had so much success, maybe compared to the other ones, is because of how open and vulnerable you were? So it just kind of hit people a little differently, and it made them feel something instead of just, some metal like this. There was some emotion and vulnerability behind this one. Do you think that helped?
Yes, definitely. Because
cool.
I think that the lyrics that I'd written for the previous tracks, I mean, they all have that ounce of kind of it being personal, and because that's how I tend to write songs. I like to build off of my experiences, and that's the only way I know how to express how I feel, to be honest, because I hate talking about my feelings. So
well, welcome to the podcast where I'm going to ask you a million questions.
So yeah, but it is really hard for me to open up. And when I heard so basically Luke had sent the demo over of Watch Me Break, and it was just in the instrumental, and I heard how heavy it was, and I just knew that I needed to get something out for this one. Do you know what I mean?
It made you, just the music alone made you feel something.
Yes, for real. I was okay, this is what I knew that I needed this song to be about. It needed to be kind of angry and just honest.
Angry.
Yeah.
Music is the best way to get that stuff out. If you're feeling angry about something, just write it down and then scream about it as loud as you can.
Yeah.
Music is healing. Music is therapy. That's kind of our therapy session where we can just get in a booth and scream our heads off and just let it out. How did you feel after recording this one? Just on a personal level, do you feel that you're able to let some of the emotions go and with the release of the song, or was there a kind of a lot of anxiety before you released it, or maybe a mixture of a couple different things?
Yeah, a couple different things. I mean, I felt like I was anxious because I had kind of pushed myself vocally as well, that I hadn't I hadn't kind of done something so big before. And I mean, of course, it makes you feel a little bit vulnerable when you're writing these words, and people are going to be hearing them. But it's for me, writing and recording these songs is kind of an outer body experience, and I don't really remember what happened, if that makes sense. An
out of body experience. I like that. When you were recording it, you said it felt
when I'm recording and when I'm writing, it didn't.
Oh, even in writing too.
Yeah, when I'm writing, it didn't take me long to write all of the lyrics for the track. And I was thinking about it today, trying to remember what the process was, but all I can remember is just listening to it and sitting at the kitchen table, and then I don't have any recollection, and then I remember having the lyrics written. So it's like I don't know. It's like I kind of just like disassociate in some type of way. And yeah, and it's like that, to be honest, for like a lot of the songs or the lyrics that I write. Like I don't ever remember kind of writing it word for word. It's like after I'll take a step back and I'll be like, oh, I've just written a song. Like it's there's something not right.
There's something not right going on here. Yeah. You know, it's really it's really interesting that you say that, you know, the out of body experience. A conversation that comes up a lot on this podcast is when vocalists and like front people of bands, when they walk into that booth, they almost say they have to go somewhere else because they try to get back. Like if they're writing something with a lot of vulnerability and emotion, or even based off an experience, when they step into the booth to give that performance, they kind of have to relive those moments a little bit. So they kind of have to go back. And then when they leave the booth, you know, sometimes those feelings linger. You know, they kind of, since you have to go back to that spot, it's kind of hard. It's hard to go back to that, but it's also hard to kind of step out of it. So when you say out of body experience, how are you feeling after you recorded? Do you feel like they still linger, or do you kind of feel like you've come back to earth a little bit and you're back in your body?
Yeah, I think definitely the latter of what you said. You know, it's after repeating the words so many times, you kind of, I guess, desensitize yourself to the feelings that you had previously, you know, put all over the page.
Yeah.
And you know, if I'm being honest, I do, even like in practice sometimes I'll be singing like some songs and I'll still get emotional when I'm trying to sing them, because I don't know, on some days you feel them more than others, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you know that what you are going to do right now is going to be kind of forever. You know, like these are the lyrics, this is my voice, and I'm doing this so we can put a record out or a single out, and it's there forever. Yeah. Just even the pressures of that is enough.
Definitely.
But when you have to kind of leave your body in a way, I've had an out of body experience before. One time when I was meditating, it was wild. So that feeling of just kind of feeling out of body, it's like this weightless kind of numbing feeling, and you just like, and I totally get just kind of not remembering what just happened.
Yeah,
that's an interesting point of view of recording music.
Yeah, I've never thought about it before until like I knew I was obviously coming on here today to have a little chat with you, and I've never fully reflected upon like my kind of process, but I was just like, oh shit. I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember much. But yeah.
In a way, though, that can almost be a positive thing that you don't remember much, because it's a very, like, you know, like we've said, like there's a lot of emotion that goes into going into the booth and letting it out. So sometimes, like I said, it lingers with a lot of people. So it could actually be a really big positive that you have that experience. You can kind of just leave that behind. I think that's awesome.
Or it might be just like a trauma response. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's no better way to respond to a trauma response than making some kick-ass creative music.
Real.
Yeah. All right. This is Watch Me Break by Skinflowers. Let's break this one down. right, I think that's a good place to stop. I've got some thoughts. I
Okay.
have got some thoughts. Beware the wolves. They come to hunt you. I'm
Hmm.
scared. I've
Hmm.
got nowhere to run. We know that they smell fear.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of a wolf, it's somebody very aggressive,
Mm.
fangs out, claws out, ready to kind of attack,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of predatorial, and not really thinking about anything else but that moment and how they just want to attack. And it's like no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're not going to change their mind. Almost, it's
Yeah.
like they've come to hunt you. It seems personal too, like it's a personal attack. I'm scared, like you personally are scared because they're after you and you've got nowhere to run because there's just all these wolves around you and they smell that fear. So it's
Hmm.
like they're keeping an eye on you. Who are the wolves that you're talking about? What are you referring to there?
Well, I mean, the I guess it's kind of a metaphor for like general anxieties in life. Like I am a very anxious person,
Hmm.
and
Me
I
too.
I tend to think of, yeah, it's a struggle. Like
Yeah.
I kind of always have this sense of impending doom, and I
Mm.
kind of, for some reason, I kind of fear that like I could literally die at any second. So
Oh
I'm
wow.
just like I'm always, yeah, I always am kind of, yeah, just a
Wow,
little bit
impending
on
doom,
edge.
little on edge. Where do you you said you've always kind of been that way?
I mean, for as long as I can remember, definitely.
Was there
But I think,
anything that like sparked that, do you know, or is just kind of always just been a thing?
I mean, I think as a teenager, you know, I always struggled with kind of a confidence issues and just, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to kind of pinpoint where it all kind of came from. Um, but it's something that's, yeah, it's kind of always been there. And
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I think is interesting, you said you've always kind of been anxious and self-confidence, uh, but you're also now the front woman of a rock band.
oh, I know it's like it's like very strange
Yeah.
like dichotomy, but
Yeah, but no,
um
I mean, I think that's the best way to go. I think when we kind of just step into the fear a little bit, it helps kind of ease those anxieties a little bit because there's no better way to kind of get out like those self doubts of confidence when you're on a
yeah,
stage and people are rocking out and enjoying your stuff. Like, how does that? So, putting music out, having fans, having people listen, going to shows, I'm sure that helps a bunch with your confidence, doesn't it?
no, like definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I love it when people come up to me and, you know, tell me that they're loving it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's, even though it's hard for me to like chat to people afterwards, or you know, even like chatting to you now, it's a little difficult, but it's important for me to always kind of push myself and do
Yeah.
these things that I'm not fully comfortable with, because I believe in, you know, I I believe in not being the same person that you were kind of yesterday or
Yeah.
a week ago, a month
Yeah.
ago, whatever.
I love that. Before you jumped into a the fronting uh kind of vocalist in a band, was there any other outlet that you had before this to kind of build that confidence up, or was this kind of the first step you took and be like, I know I need to make a change, kind of, so I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be open, and I'm gonna be vulnerable, and I'm gonna do interviews.
Yeah, it's no, honestly, like even my like people who were close to me, they didn't know that I could like sing like that. I mean,
Hmm.
I play piano, so, and I've always written music, and I think, you know, maybe my family had heard me singing every now and then, but I don't think they ever thought that I would take it in a like a serious direction. And if I'm being honest, like I only gained the confidence after I dropped some acid.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of, they say that you're not supposed to look in the mirror when you drop some acid, but I just took a look at myself and I was just like, what are you doing? Like you've got this.
Yeah.
And then literally after that, that's when I went looking for people to collab with and basically start a band, join a band.
Yeah, I bet it must have been a little kind of frightening to kind of put yourself out there like, hey, who wants to start a band?
Yeah.
Did you not really know any of these any of your bandmates before you started this?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is a brand new like friend group almost. How have they been in support of kind of just your anxiety and your mental health struggles, being a bandmate, because all that's so important to have that support system, especially in a band. How has it been going with this group?
No, it's been good. They all know that I'm a little like standoffish, I guess, and they do genuinely check in on me, especially like if I haven't
that's awesome
messaged the group chat for a while, which I tend to do sometimes.
And it's okay to kind of step away from things for a minute.
Yeah, I do that. I do it a lot, to be honest. And it's, to be honest, like we all kind of share similar anxieties, I guess, and we all have our own issues, and we're all pretty open with each other, about it, which is nice.
Yeah. There's stuff that I can't handle. There's things I cannot take. Chewed up, wasted, strung out. You want to watch me break. There's stuff that I can't handle. And that's kind of just going back to your anxiety about how thoughts and emotions kind of take over you. That's what that's wrapped up to. There's things I cannot take. There's things that are just too much. Kind of even going back to your delayed responses almost on, when you get messages or texts and stuff, like sometimes like it's totally okay to just be like, I can't do this right now. Like I can't be this like, bubbly, person all the time and on top of everything for everybody all the time. Like I think it's great that your kind of boundaries and when you kind of need to step away for a second. I mean, there's strength just in that, like, and being able to go on a song too and scream it out. There's stuff I cannot take. There's things I cannot. There's things I cannot take. There's stuff I can't handle. I mean, we all have stuff we can't handle, all of us, and that we can't take.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like to be honest, the chorus and and also the second verse that kind of is coming off, it kind of stemmed from a more like personal experience that like I was having with someone in my life, and it was messing me up, and it was like it had been an ongoing thing for a long time, and it's I needed to. I actually wanted to make sure that. Well, I wanted them to hear the song and kind of realize that this is what you're doing to me.
Do you think the song helped the situation at all? Do you ever know if they heard it or anything?
I mean, they may have heard it.
Yeah.
I think. But no, it didn't change anything. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, let's keep listening to this song. You have a really great voice, by the way, too. And like the way it started, it almost sounded haunting in a bit.
Thank you.
It was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I've got something to say. All right, yeah, let's keep listening.
You ask me questions I can't answer. I won't entrap myself to slander. Your intentions are unclear. Your intentions are unclear. The stuff that I can't handle, the things I cannot say. Chewed up, wasted, strung out. You want to watch me break.
Okay, hold on. That's a whole different thing. We're gonna pause there. All right, there is definitely some stuff that I want to go back to. I missed one thing I want to go back to was the line "You want to watch me break" in the
Right,
to
right.
end the course, and then ask me questions I can't answer. I won't entrap myself to slander. Your intentions are unclear. Where that takes me is, I have a personal story, and there was a time in my life when I was working on a huge project of mine, and I brought people in to help me out with it. And by the time we were ready to put it out, they all kind of turned their backs on me right when we went to go and put it out. And there was a lot of kind of slander going on about me, about how I was the one to kind of ruin this thing. And last time I talked to all those dudes, we were like best friends. And so it kind of just came out of nowhere. I have no clue what those intentions were because I was so great to them the entire time.
Yeah.
And they started to slander me. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll tell the truth on what's happening, but you won't get me to go and slander and like make things up. Like, I feel like they were like pushing me in a way. It was just like, say something, just so we can prove to everybody that this is who you are. And I'm just like, nope, I won't entrap myself in that. I will say what really happened and what the truth is, but you're not gonna like intimidate me or manipulate me in any way. Their intentions were very unclear. And people would ask me about it, and I wasn't really able to answer it. You ask me questions I can't answer. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm just like, I am as confused as anybody else on this thing. I have questions that I need answered. So that's kind of where that takes me, into like a manipulation tactic and trying to push you, but it's like, I'm stronger than this. And you're not going to pull me into this world, because when we do, it's actually way worse for our mental health, because you don't want to get wrapped up in it, because then it just goes and goes and goes. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
What was the influence behind this verse here to you?
I mean, the person in question, I guess. Yeah, it was just like about making me feel, putting me in a uncomfortable predicament. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a situation that's not fair. It was a situation where I was like completely stuck in the middle, and I was kind of being forced to, choose one side or the other, and it's just it was not right, basically. But I find it interesting to know that you have, when you hear these lyrics, that you have something that you can instantly relate to, and that's exactly why I enjoy songwriting so much. Is because that, like, I literally hope that when people listen to what I'm saying, that they can be like, oh shit, I feel the same way.
Yeah. It's the power of music. We can say something out loud and scream it and mean so much to us, and a big story behind it. But then one other person could just listen to it and be like, I relate to this, but on a completely different level.
Yeah.
And it and you and this is the type of song that makes you not feel alone in those kind of situations too. You're like, yes, this sucks, this is awful, and I hate that I went through it, but I'm not the only one who's gone through it. You know, and you know, other people have proven success stories on getting out of it, like making music. Like, even if nothing changed for your situation, I'm sure there was a change in your mental health after you put it out too. There was just like this release, and it's like, this is how I feel. There might not be closure on this situation, but this song is my closure. This is me putting this thing to rest.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said before, every time I sing it, it's just like, it is just like a re-release every time. It's you know, it's quite, it is definitely a cathartic song to sing.
Yeah. You said that this is kind of one of your staples now when you do shows, like you always do this song.
Yes, for real. Like this is a banger. We love it.
How does the audience react when you play the song? Is there moshing? Is there a lot of headbanging? Like, what's the vibe during this song for you?
Yes. Both
of them. How awesome is that? No, seriously, how awesome is that? Like, you had this really bad thing happen that kind of messed with your mentals a bit, and then you take it out on lyrics, you take it out on the recording, and then you're on this stage presenting it, and people are getting out their emotions right in front of you. You know, whenever I go to shows, I always kind of make an effort to get in the pit at some point, because I'm like, you know, music and shows is my escape, and this is my moment to kind of leave all that shit outside. So I'm going to get some of that out right here in the pit, and I'm going to be one with the audience, with the band in the moment. So I bet you too, when people are listening to this song and these lyrics, they're having fun moshing to it and rocking out to it because they get it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel so many of us have this understanding, especially in this genre, of like, yes, I feel it. I don't know your exact experience, but I have something that I can relate to it, and I get it. That must be an awesome feeling too.
It is. It's perfect. It's just
it's perfect.
That's what I want. You know what I mean? I just want people to know that these feelings, they're all shared. They're shared experiences, and it's fine. It's fine to feel that way. Yeah,
it is. And it's fine to let emotions out in art. I remember there was a big thing that happened to me. I'm not going to throw out any names or anything, but it really, really messed me up. And I'm a filmmaker. I write scripts. I also direct shorts, and I'm in the horror psychological realm of storytelling and writing. And thank you. And after that event, I wrote a script about it. I wrote a short story. And then within a couple of weeks, because I was feeling it really hard, I put everybody together. We got actors, we got crew, we got everybody. But I was really nervous on putting that thing out. There was no names said in there. There was no personal jabs. It was all kind of just metaphorical. But I'm like, if this person watches it, they'll understand it. They'll get it. And to this day, I have no clue if they watched it or not. I was never told anything, but I felt like I connected with you when you said that about kind of writing about somebody and make it intentional and not knowing if they saw it or not, and not knowing if it helped the situation. But it didn't help the situation, but it helped my healing process so much.
And that's important.
Yeah. Definitely. So I get you, Adara. I get you. We're on the same boat of, you mess with us, we're going to create art about you. I love it. All right. Let's keep listening, because I heard something pretty heavy coming in. So I needed a breather before that started.
So this next part, this is Luke's part. So I think he wrote his lyrics after he had heard what I have to say.
Okay. So this next part is written by somebody else in the band.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, I'm excited to kind of compare the emotions and the lyrics, and yeah, actually that makes me more excited. All right, let's keep listening. I love that guitar part when it just goes burn. Like it just takes, like it's kind of like a build up, and it's like, ugh. I felt it. All right, so I actually have a really big observation, and I don't know how you're going to take it, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I might be completely out of, might not be on the same page, but it's just where it took me. All right, so. All right, this is going to be fun. All right, so it's somebody new coming on. It's a different feel, different vibe, but it's somebody in your group and wrote these lyrics after reading what you had wrote. So, you treat me like an animal. Come close to me and I will lose control. Chemicals residing in my brain. You trigger them and watch me go insane. So here's my take on this. The opening line of this song, beware the wolves, they come to hunt you. And then you go later on in the song, you treat me like an animal. It's almost like the perspective changing there from the victim to the aggressor.
Okay. Yeah.
And especially when he comes in screaming and using it aggressive, you treat me like an animal. So it's almost like this whole like flip of the perspective on it, because maybe wolves aren't, maybe, depending on the situation, maybe people are viewing you as the wolf. They're saying you're the aggressive one. You're the one. You're the problem, not me. And, yeah, there was I'm scared, I've got nowhere to run. Beware the wolves, they come to hunt you. We know they smell fear. Yeah, it's like intentions are unclear. Treat me like an animal. Yeah, it's almost yeah. It's almost like the story's
like
been
a
flipped.
Response, like a retaliation type thing.
Exactly.
No, I did it, yeah.
Is that why you guys kind of wrote it that way, for the kind of that flip and the vice versa? It's like no matter how you see it, no matter like, because people can see it in so many different ways. So it's like now you're flipping the story and turning it like kind of the slander. Like people are now viewing you as this wolf, and like people are saying there's things that you did and making you the aggressor. So this is like, okay, you want to make me the aggressor and treat me like an animal? All right, I'm going to lose control on this right now. You don't want to see that side of me. There's so many different ways to look at this. I love this writing here. And like there's a new person coming in, a new vibe, and a flip. That's sick.
I love that. You see, like I loved what Luke had written, and I thought that it kind of fit like pretty well. And what I liked to think was that like that was, so from what he had read, from what I'd written, like that's what made, like they're the feelings that were invoked in him, and like maybe he was speaking on his own personal experience from what I had said. So I thought it was pretty cool because I mean they're quite poignant what he says. Like it's quite like, okay, you're pissed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely sounded pissed off.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you label me something that I'm not, like a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun listen.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I like that. And I love that flip there because everything is kind of like, I love how you're singing. You got such a nice voice and you're able to project well. But it's like when he comes in, it's that moment to just not be so calm and not be so like, the victim anymore. And I'm not saying that's how it comes across as a victim, but it's just kind of like the more vulnerable person. But like when this comes in, it's that moment to just scream and let it out.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go back to yourself and kind of how you go back to the chorus again. That's sick. I like that writing a lot.
Awesome.
When it comes to the writing of the lyrics, you just said that his name was Luke.
Yes.
Luke came in and wrote this. Does Luke often help with the songwriting? Is he in quite a bit of the songs, or was this one a little bit different?
He definitely like features in a few, like pretty much all of our tracks. I think that's the only thing so far that he's written like himself, which I thought was interesting because
this is interesting. He was quite
like, he was thought like the words had obviously triggered him to to write something like that, and he was it kind of inspired him. But I usually, most of the time I usually write like the parts for both of us. But I mean, if he ever wants to be like, look, I want to say this, then I'm not going to be like, you can't say that because why would I do that?
But, that's interesting that for this song specifically and these lyrics and that flip and the change in vibe was kind of the first track that you guys kind of came on together to do that. I wonder if there's something deeper there. Huh. Interesting. Luke, that was some good writing, Luke. I like how you flipped it, even if it was non-intentional or not. That was good. That was good. It seems like you guys are on the same kind of creative level and have a good that's what this seems like. It's a good back and forth. And you guys get each other, but you're able to also word it differently so you're not kind of just saying the same words over again. This is storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My favorite part.
Yeah. Well, that was Watch Me Break by Skin Flowers. So this track came out in 2024. This one came out... when in 2024 did this one come out?
Ooh, I think it was maybe November, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the discography. Do you guys have an album out, or is it just singles as of right now?
So we've just got singles right now. We've got a small EP called Reskinned, and that was basically we reproduced and changed up to match our current style, the original songs that we had released as like a trio, but we re-recorded them and amped them up a bit, and obviously included our two newest band members, so that we were all kind of featured on the songs because we like to put them in our live sets as well. So we wanted the live set to match. We wanted our like our discography to match what people hear when they hear us live. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
I love that. I don't really know if it's often or not, but for this podcast, often there's people who do the interviews who kind of came in later, so we break down songs without them on it. And sometimes I feel kind of bad, I'm like, we're breaking this song down and this member's here, but they didn't really have anything to, the song doesn't even
Yeah.
feature them on it. So I think that's awesome that you guys were like, yeah, we have this work and we can put it out and, show what we've done, or we can kind of jump back in the studio and redo this. So we're all,
Yeah. That was the
part of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good dynamic with you and your band.
Yeah.
And I think it shows a lot. It shows just even that alone of going back and making sure everybody's included. I think that shows, it shows how close you guys are as a band.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. Well, what is the future for Skinflowers? What is the rest of 2026 have in store? You got shows, are you more singles? I know you just put a single out on November 5th. What is that? What's that? What's it called?
Endymion.
Endymion. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So Endymion is it's a Greek myth, basically, and Endymion was a young man, and there was the moon goddess Selene. She fell in love with him because he was handsome and because she wanted to be with him, but she could only see him in the nighttime. But so she could be with him all the time. She basically sent him into an eternal sleep so that she could always be with him and so that he would stay, eternally youthful and handsome forever. Kind of a strange entrapment, but but no, that's basically what the song is about. And there's more of the back and forth between me and Luke in this song, because he's it's kind of like a call and response in the verses. And yeah, I'd written the lyrics for that fully based on the poem and just the Greek myth of Endymion.
That's cool. I like the grief. The grief. That's a mixture of Greek and myth.
Greek myth. Yeah.
I'm gonna copyright that. Nobody else can use that.
Nope.
The grief. Griff. What is? Anyway, I like the Greek mythology there. I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. I'm a big Poseidon fan. I was just in Athens a couple months ago, and cool. It's just I don't know. There's something about the mythology there that's just kind of terrifyingly beautiful in a way.
Yeah, for real, definitely.
Yeah,
there's an interesting one for me because it was more of writing it. It was obviously more kind of story based and not nothing too personal, which is not something I had done before, in writing a song. And so, but it was a fun song to write because I got to kind of do a little bit of research and I made my own glossary. I had written down a load of words that I wanted to kind of, put together and tell the story through that way.
I haven't heard that story specifically, but just kind of that concept is interesting because it almost seems like, I don't know all sides to this because I haven't really heard of this, but it almost seems like somebody was manipulated or forced to do something they didn't want to do, or live a life that they weren't expecting because of somebody else.
And yeah, it is kind of fucked up when you think about it. And the main lyric in the chorus is "Would you die for me?" So, it's the ultimate kind of sacrifice.
Yeah, it is.
For what? Yeah.
Yeah. Man, your intentions are unclear. Why do you want me to live the life that you want me to? What's that kind of ulterior motive there? It's your intentions are unclear. Yeah. And even going back to I won't entrap myself. You can even relate that to that relationship. I won't entrap myself to live in the life that you want me to live because I am me at the end of the day. It seems to be a common there seems to be a little bit of a common theme in your lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, and the way that you approach your songs, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have like um been kind of, but like, so I've definitely succumbed to quite a lot of manipulation in,
Mm,
my own life,
yeah.
and
Me too. I think that's why
it's
I'm able to read these lyrics and connect to them so well.
and I mean, and it's like, it's, to be honest, like when it's happening though, like you're not really that aware of it. Do you know what I mean? It's only when you take a step back you're like, well, oh, what you were doing was fucked up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I think it is definitely a heavy subject in my songwriting, because it's
Yeah.
just, I guess it's just the thing that's messed me up the most, um, and pissed me off the most, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. It's interesting that like the people who have gone through manipulation can read the lines clearly and relate them to
Mm,
themselves. But the one that, internally we're trying to get to, we have no clue if they heard it or not. And honestly, even if they heard it, like who knows if it won't change them. Even
no,
if
yeah,
they heard it, like they're so kind of stuck in their own life, their own thing to even take a step back and self-evaluate. Like if anything,
yeah,
I
exactly.
feel the person that I wrote the movie about and the person you wrote the song about could kind of just like look at this and laugh and not even, and feel like they're that they're still getting to you. Like they'll probably
Yeah,
enjoy it. They would enjoy this
exactly.
shit. But
Yeah,
to us, we're getting it out to spread awareness on like, no, 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 no. This is not a good thing.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
not something. And the people who have gone through it are the ones who relate to it the most and who is helping the most. So
yeah,
even if our people didn't see our art, uh, still connecting, and that's probably even more powerful than just pissing somebody off.
yeah. I mean, and
Mm.
like every, it's funny that what you said about like them not thinking that they probably don't care about what's been said, or what has been shown.
Yeah.
And in my case, I feel like the this person would be like, well, I'm the reason that you're able to do this. Do you know what I mean? And they would try and take credit and be
Exactly.
like, well, if I didn't do that to you, then you wouldn't have written that song.
Exactly. They're like, you're welcome for doing that to you, by the
Yeah,
way. My
exactly.
goodness. I get it.
It's
I get it. They'll take
it's
credit
fucked up.
for I've never thought about it that way. That's actually really
Mm.
funny. Um, I actually interrupted you. I asked you a question, then I kind of ran with the whole Greek thing. But 2026, what do you have in store? What's coming?
Well, we're hoping to do, because we haven't done a headline show yet in our hometown.
Mm,
So we're planning on doing two headline shows this year,
nice.
and we are also planning on releasing with an EP, but I think it's gonna have like 5 or 6 tracks on it this time, but they're completely brand new tracks as well. So
Cool.
we've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Always though. There's never a
Yeah.
time when there's not a lot of work to do
Hmm.
in the arts. Definitely. When is that EP expecting to come out, or you're still not sure?
We're hoping for like maybe June, July, August, that type of
Late
timeline.
late summer, early fall.
Middle of the year, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what you should do is put it out right in time for Thanksgiving, and then people can be like, buy this as a gift for
Okay.
Christmas. Buy,
Yeah.
do like Black Friday things. Put out new merch.
Yeah.
Watch me
Yeah.
break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch
Code.
me
Use
break.
code. Watch me break.
Yeah, exactly. Use code break me or something like that.
Yeah.
And I love the artwork on there too, because it's like a dying flower that was obviously in like a vase or
Yeah.
something that have
Just
just shattered. So it's like there was once something keeping this thing alive, but now it's shattered and it's kind of dying now while it's
Mhm.
sitting in this glass, and it feels
Yeah.
very
It's just a
uncomfortable.
mess.
It's a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece of art almost.
Hmm. Hmm. We had someone, we a girl that we know on the scene, and she was also like kind of a promoter around here as well. But yeah, Kelsa, she digitally drew that piece of art for us. So
It's cool.
very grateful.
And the thing is, behind something, an art piece like this, you almost feel like the person who did it gets it too. Because you can only really create art that like has an emotion if you've gone through that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to connect with people on art, like if you are kind of just doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
But there's things where you could just like, oh, I feel it. This person gets it. Who did the album art, who wrote this song, like we get it.
Yeah. So like
awesome.
symbiotic.
Yeah. Well, if somebody said, "Hey, Adara, where's the best place to find everything Skin Flowers? Where do I go? Where do you recommend and want us to go and listen to your stuff and check it out? Where would you send them?"
Well, I mean, I think we're on most streaming platforms. I don't personally like sending people to Spotify, but that's where we are.
That's why I asked. If someone says, "Where should we stream your stuff?" Do you have a preference?
No, we don't have a preference. You can get it on YouTube, Amazon, Apple Music, and Tidal.
Okay.
There's some songs on SoundCloud, literally, like...
literally everywhere.
You do you. Yeah. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Do you have a website that are all the updates? Instagram? What's the best place?
Instagram, I think TikTok, and Facebook.
Okay.
All of that. But yeah, Instagram I think is the main one right now.
Cool. And what is the handle for your Instagram account so people can just type it in right away?
At Skin Flowers Band.
Super easy. Nobody has any excuse to not go and follow them. Please go and check out all their other singles, streaming everywhere. Maybe avoid one of them if you can, but we just want you to hear the music. So as long as you're listening and connecting, that's really all that matters. Mm-hmm. This song is deep and it's brutal, and I can't wait for myself to dive into more of your tracks. New single came out in November. Look for the EP later this year. Adara, thank you for coming on and telling your story. It really matters, and your song really connected with me on a very, very personal level. And I think I'm going to add this to my rotation for songs when I want to get pissed off about something.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect.
And maybe I'll see you in a pit out there in UK one day. I'm actually, if it all works out, I should be in the UK in Sheffield. I want to say it's in April. There's a show I'm sponsoring out there. So I hope to be able
to Sheffield.
Yeah, so there's 3 amazing artists. They're so good. Dust House.
I've heard of it. They're the heaviest fuck.
Yeah. And Rex and Blood Lament.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm sponsoring their upcoming show in April, and I'd love to be there. So how far are you from Sheffield?
Geography. I think it's a couple of hours away.
Oh, okay. So it's not super close.
No, not super close.
Gotcha. Well, if you're looking to make a trip someday and want to hang out, we got some coming up in April. So, just letting you know. But yeah, I hope to see you live one day. When are you coming to New York to come and do a show out here?
I mean, that would be pretty sick. We had quite a few people from the States asking us to come over. So
yeah, if people are asking for it, what are you doing? Come hang out with us.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully in the future a US tour, that'd be sick.
Yeah, it would. All right, everybody, go check them out right now. Adara, thank you for being vulnerable and open. It's not an easy thing to do, especially with someone you've never met before in your entire life. So thank you. I appreciate you opening up to me.
Thank you for being easy to talk to.
Absolutely.